Dip Valley, your cousin P, man. So black and so beautiful, so powerful as usual. So beautiful, so beautiful. Look here, man. I want to thank everybody that showed me genuine love and support on my born day. You know, as a Muslim, we don't celebrate those days. Uh, not saying that we can't, but I'm truly grateful to my parents, my father and my mother, that they bore me into this world and gave me an opportunity to make a difference in this world. And although the trial and error of life is real, and I may have wronged people along the way, however, my great and my good outweigh my wrong or my bad. And so I'm still here, gratefully, gracefully, to still make an impact while I have air in my lungs. I want to be just as big as the messengers and the prophets and the great artists and the great people that we can remember. So when I'm gone physically, you will still remember me spiritually. May Allah bless us all to continue to grow and to continue to learn, confess our faults, and get stronger and bigger with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I want to talk about people that's always regurgitating what they heard or some quote insane and you don't have experience behind it. So this podcast need to be about experience versus talk. The scripture reveals that you confess with your tongue, but your heart is far removed. This society that we live in is a society filled with emotional decision making. Everything is based on how you feel, opposed to what should be done. A lot of people would tell you to go in the direction it's because how they feel. When how you feel stops you from growing into a great person, it's because your feelings is really fear. Your feelings is really fear, so you don't have the particular fortitude, meaning the strength, to endure the pain that comes behind change, the adversity that comes behind change. When you're doing something different, there's going to be a lot of talkers that try to talk you out of it. But those of us that believe in ourselves, we move forward in this life and achieve. Sometimes it's fear that knocks us from what God, the path that God put us on, and what we intended to be. So get out of your feelings, dear family, about how you feel about something, and challenge yourself to become great, and challenge your fears, because we all jump into situations of the unknown. And if you have belief in yourself, if you have the courage within self, you should go along with what you actually want to do or achieve, opposed to allowing somebody to tell you don't do this, don't do it that way, you should do it this way. It's gonna be always a lot of talk, man. But that's what experiences are for. We know that anything we, you know, set out to do, there's gonna be some difficulty along the way. There's gonna be some obstacles along the way. There's gonna be some hate along the way that come with the territory of growth, but the experience that you receive when you think you can't make it, then you get through days you don't want to get up, the days that you have to invest your money, the days that you have to take the leap of faith, and faith is dead without works. Those days, those challenging moments, those challenging decisions, if you truly believe in yourself, so a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever you believe is going to work. It's going to work. Quit underestimating the power within you that chokes you and puts fear in you, and you stay steadfast doing nothing at all. I can remember when I didn't want to stay with my mother no more as a young dude. I didn't want her rules, but I knew that the responsibility was heavy, and I took it upon myself to move out of my mother's house into a better situation, which was my grandfather's house. And during my grandfather's house, I experienced more principles and values about sustaining life. And I took those experiences and then moved to my own apartment when I was in 11th grade, when they kicked me out of all Berkeley district schools for all that fighting and stabbing and all that shit back in those days. And I started going to Castlemont High School. But I didn't allow the fear of seeing other people struggle. I didn't allow the hate that everybody said you can't do it. I didn't allow what anybody had said about Cousin Pete. I challenged myself to be great, and from that day forward, I've never lived with a woman in my life. Everything is in my name. From that young adult growing into the man that I am today. And through those experiences, so get out. Don't let nobody put their weak, timid, emotional energy on you, on what you can't do and what you shouldn't do, and they feel this way, and they hell with the feelings. You have to be productive. You have to be a God-fearing individual, and you have to believe in yourself to achieve the goals. Set your standards, man, or people will set them for you, dear family. Set your own standards. What do you mean by that, Cousin P? When you hang around people, they would throw off on you their fears. They would throw off on you their disposition in regards to how far they got in life. You hella stupid dude for doing you this, you that. They come with all that. They come with all that. But if you stay steadfast on what your goal is for you, your desire is for you, man, fear run from you. Fear run from you, dear family. So all that talk opposed to experience is being uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to become comfortable. Allow yourself to be in uncomfortable moments because it makes you a critical thinker. It actually makes you a critical thinker because you're like, damn, what should I do? Either you're going to crack or you're going to start thinking to get yourself out of a situation. But don't you notice? Your brain start figuring it out. And when you go through to get to, you have experienced something that you thought would crush you or something you thought that wasn't possible. And you still here, man, doing what you do. So I want to say to all the family members out there, man, don't let fear choke you. Don't let gossip choke you. Don't let somebody else's weaknesses, somebody else's shortcomings choke you. Don't do it. When you say believe in yourself, In the word believe, you heard the word be. Don't you know God said, let there be, and there was light? So the be is believing to bring that which you thought about or want into existence by work. And this is why it says faith is dead without works. So dear family, experiences, go through the experiences. Do the things that you really don't want to do. It's going to give you information, I promise you. It'll give you information. There are situations, and I'll conclude with this. Every life is fighting a fight you have no idea, whether it's spiritual, financial, emotional. Every life or health-wise, every life is fighting a fight right now. And we all have our stresses. And when I say you have to be uncomfortable to become comfortable, what I decided to do in my life was disassociate myself with those that are not in my best interest. And this is something I didn't want to do because I'm comfortable with those individuals around me. I was comfortable with what I know about them. Well, in order to grow, you got to bring in new friends with a new mindset, new thought process. Or those old wicked ways or those old ways of those old friends would embody you, and you will continue to think the same. So I had to disassociate myself from people because they did me no good. They was not in my best interest when I evaluated. And through that experience of a breakup, you experience the damn man. That's my partner though, man. He was this, she was that, man. But you have to judge the tree by the fruit it bears. And what that means is, when you always to somebody what they not to you, when you could be considerate, reasonable, understanding, and they can't be that way, when you could genuinely extend your hand and your love financially, spiritually, emotionally, to any individual, whether it's your partner, your brother, your sister, all of them, and they don't reciprocate the same energy and have an excuse for you, disassociate yourself. They are not in your best interest. And you will learn after the trial of separation that you will find yourself in more peace than ever. And after my beautiful birthday, which I had a great time, and I want to shout out everybody and salute everybody for showing the love that they showed, despite any differences that we may have had. I had people just call me just to let me know, or send me a cash app. I thought that was dope. But we have to understand that through trial and error, and when you make decisions, sometimes you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel because of the fear that chokes you, because of the discomfort that chokes you. Sometimes we don't see that. But when the love is not being reciprocated, when the energy is not being reciprocated, when the balance is off, and those don't want to change, you will have to make a change for self and disassociate yourself. And during this process and this experience of, hurt, this experience of sadness, this energy of feeling down, don't Don't you know that anything that God tears down, he does it to rebuild it to what it's intended to be? Thank you, Cuzzo. Don't you know when God puts you through uncomfortable situations, it is to tear you down mentally, it's to tear you down physically, it's to tear you down every which way to rebuild you on what God intended for you to be, because God rebuilds on foundation. Meaning that when he said, I will make all things new, what that meant was he would tear down everything about you. So my thing tried to cut out on me. So he would tear you down uh, into the foundation to renew and make all things new about you again. So you have to go through the trial and the pain. You have to go through the struggle. You have to lose all your money to be able to appreciate it again and sustain money and make your money make money. That's how that works. So when you find yourself going through it, just say, God is rebuilding me. God is rebuilding me. And there are going to be some that's not going to come along. And those that you want to come along ain't qualified to come, because where God intends for you to go, it ain't for them. It ain't about them. It's about you, your new happiness, your new surrounding, and the people that's like-minded, just like you. That's who we are. That's what God's doing. So you definitely have to understand, being uncomfortable is the greatest gift that God can give you. Being dissatisfied is the greatest situation God could put you in. Unhappy is a gift. How is it a gift? Because happiness is an energy. And if you're not happy, the universe and your body is going to tell you, I have to make some changes. You're not happy with the way your stomach looks. You're not happy with the way my chest plate looks. I'm not happy with my health. I'm not with my job. See, anything, when you become unhappy, that's a blessing, because you say, I got to fix what's wrong to make it right. That's all you're saying. I'm unhappy with the way this is going. That means that you have to address things around you, get all that old stuff out, and bring in a new way of thinking. Bring in better people around you. Start to make your money, to produce a business, so you don't have to go work all your life for somebody. That's how this happens. So when I'm unhappy and dissatisfied, and I go through it, because every human being is fighting a fight, right? I say, this is one of those times. What's making me unhappy? What's making me dissatisfied? Why am I dissatisfied? And I start to look at the things around me that I'm disappointed in. Maybe I have to change the approach, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches to look at self first. Or maybe I have to change the people or the scenery. But it's time for change when you're unhappy. May Allah bless you, dear family. Share this podcast with everybody. Please don't let anybody else's shortcomings influence you not to go through the experience of life. This is why children think they know everything but know nothing. And all our experience of life will really guide them in the right direction, but they want to do what they want to do. So they devalue the experience till they have children, until they go through the trial of bills. when they overhead sitting at damn near 14,000, 15,000 a month. And where you gonna get that money from? And you can't sport and play. You got to get out and execute. So I said in my rap, my seeds having seeds now. Welcome to life. I salute y'all. Peace.